We're snorting cap rates and shooting up cash flow here at Deal Junkies.
Welcome back to Deal Junkies. I am Dane McKinney. I'm obviously replacing Gabe today. That's why I started it. I'm here with Trevor Howard, Mike Nuss, and our special guest, Sean Williams.
We love Sean because Sean gives us money.
Sean gives us the most money of anybody, actually.
You just spent all day yesterday complaining about getting turned off on loans.
That's why you brought him on right now to grill him, dude.
That was the whole thing.
To grill him.
Actually.
Oh, you're in the hot. Did you know you're in the hot seat?
We've been going through it for some time now.
Okay.
Yeah, Sean and I have.
This ain't anything new.
So Sean is our debt broker and one of our investors and our friend and fellow best friend. And he flipped house and lost a bunch of money too. So we're going to talk about all those things.
Oh, well-rounded.
Yeah.
So
well-rounded
real
real estate,
little diverse
man.
episode here. It's going to be a little unique.
Diversity's good.
Yeah. Let's learn a little bit about Sean first. So Sean, tell us. Oh, and one of the co-founders of Ruzo, kind of.
True.
So you know what Ruzo is?
No.
Do you know what a cider is? Like you drink alcohol, drink cider?
Yeah.
Whoa.
So they invented citruses. So it's like cider, but with lemons and limes and oranges.
Yeah,
and
so
things.
it's brewed with citrus, or it's brewed with lemon and lime.
Like an
instead of-
acidic type fruit.
Yeah, you can find this in the store. Look in the store next time. It's called Ruzo.
Pretty
It's only citrus.
Delicious.
Oh, we got an inventor on our hands.
Yeah, it's not me though.
You
It's
patented?
family.
That's
Patented? Patented?
You patent that?
You patent that?
Can anybody outdo that?
Oh, and shout out to our fan who sent us cookies today at the studio.
Oh,
That was
yeah.
great.
Shout
That
out.
was super nice of
I just
them.
ate a lot of cookies.
Trevor no longer can eat today.
He's going to fall asleep.
He's over his calorie limit.
But okay, Sean, let's get started and like lead me through the story of how you started flipping houses.
No, talk about his childhood, dude.
I don't care about that. Lead me to why you want to
It's a
invest
little
in
bit of
real
both.
estate.
It's a little bit of both.
However, it gets me there so people can understand why they
Sure.
shouldn't flip houses.
Yeah. Did you know you were going to be a flipper when you were in middle school? Because I've seen some pictures of you from middle school.
So my dad growing up was a flipper.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's kind of what got me started. So that's what we grew up on. So my dad, so my dad was a flipper, primarily in Clackamas County, and he did really well at it. Besides '08, we can't cuss on here.
I've heard that before.
No, we can.
You definitely
Oh,
can.
okay.
We just gotta have a limit.
just
I've heard
don't
you guys
cuss.
enough. I don't know why I even asked that question.
Yeah.
So
If we're not cussing, they don't like what we have to say.
fair enough. So my dad lost his ass in 2008.
That's all you wanted to say?
Like most
Did he
people
ever find it?
That's not
no. There's
cussing.
gonna be a lot more to it. So I'm just trying to be careful. So yeah, my dad lost his ass in 08, but outside of that, he was did really well with flipping. And so growing up, like when I was like 12 years old, that's kind of how we started to pay for our first car. We would work.
Your dad bought you a Lambo off his flipping proceeds?
No, my dad had us go work on his crew when we were 12 years old in the summer. So we'd wake up at like 7 a.m. Me and my brother would, pack our lunches and then go to work on his crew. No, we weren't doing all the fun stuff. So I'd just be the guy who's either bringing stuff to the guys who actually knew what they were doing, or digging holes for them.
You were demo or sweeping?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So you're telling me you learned to flip houses since you were 12 years old and you still couldn't do it, dude?
Learning and just child labor, two different things. So
That's true.
We're past the law of statutes when it comes to IRS evasion and child labor
It actually
laws.
doesn't count if it's your family.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think that's actually
That
true.
is objectively true, yeah.
So we started there with our old man, and so just kind of learning how that all worked. And then I went to college right after, obviously after high school, changed degrees, like I changed schools. So I went to like 4 different colleges and changed my degree about 14 different times. And from sports medicine to sports agent, want to do something in sports, to learning that wasn't going to probably make a bunch
And
of
that's
money
because
there.
you were, going back a little bit, you were star football player, state champ quarterback,
That's
right?
true.
What
Right.
what school?
Gladstone.
No shit.
Yeah.
You were in that team?
Yeah. So
I lived in Gladstone.
Oh, really?
My office was in
You
Gladstone.
no
used
way.
to go to his
I used to
games
support
probably.
Gladstone.
You were a
Shout out.
Sean
Wow.
Williams fan and you didn't even know.
I didn't even know it.
State championship quarterback, but it wasn't because of
Go
me that we
Bulldogs.
won. We had a bunch of state player of the year, offense and defense.
You're a
and-
quarterback, dude. Of course it was because of you.
Yeah.
No, they had a stud on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, we had
Yeah,
a few
Dane,
different
Dane
stats.
actually says he's not impressed by your record or anything that you did. And
Well,
it
they
was
were like 1A.
yeah, he said he
Okay,
makes.
well,
Hey, they were
we
2A.
4A. We were 4A, and we also smacked on a school that was smacking on 5A schools.
Well, I don't know,
So
whatever,
it's-
dude. You beat the school of the blind. I don't know, man.
Dude, we played the deaf school in Pee Wee ball.
Hey, some of those guys.
No, they would take the league by storm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, put some respect.
So you want to do?
No,
all
I
this?
respected. It was the blind school I was talking about. They can only run play. They can only run the ball.
No.
So what did you get a degree in?
So I got my degree in business management. I think I changed
You don't even
my-
know what you got a degree
I
in?
honestly don't even know. It wasn't even worth it. Like I didn't even go to I didn't even walk in college. It was honestly just to get a degree.
neither.
I got to the point where I was just trying to get through as quick as possible. So I went back home to Portland State 'cause it saved me significant money, and I just tried to TriMet to school. So it saved me a ton of money. Got my degree. It was the quickest way to get a degree and also not have to go into the school. I didn't want to go to Portland State anymore and ride the TriMet. So
Yeah.
I switched I did marketing and I switched to management because I could take more online classes that way.
Because it's not a real.
Why were you even
Yeah.
getting a degree then?
I was so far in and I had enough college credits in high school where I could do it within 3 years. So I got my degree in 3 years and finished off at PSU. Partly why I went to Oregon State and I left Oregon State was because Oregon State wasn't able to transfer a lot of my credits.
Yeah.
So finished off at PSU, and then from there, my final term, I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do. So considered being an agent, shadowed an agent, was considering getting into other fields of something to do with real estate. 'Cause it's kind of what I knew. It's what I grew up with. It's what my dad did.
So why'd you go to college? Because you don't need.
Kept
college for any of
moving,
that.
just kept moving forward. I
Okay.
didn't know. Again, I wanted to do sports medicine. I wanted to do a
Okay.
sports agent. I wanted to do something.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat as him. I did the same thing.
Yeah. So
Yeah, it makes sense.
it was just kind of the
It was
right.
something to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep moving forward.
Something to do.
The lost generation.
So I got my degree, but during that time I was looking at doing something, figuring out what I wanted to do. So I shadowed an agent. I didn't love it. I'm not a big social media guy.
Yeah,
if
that
you
job sucks,
If
dude.
you go on my social
Yeah.
media, you'll see it's I haven't posted in 3 years. The only thing I post now is for Open Door Capital Partners.
Not even your fiance.
Shout out.
Shout out Kenny.
She's a dude now. Kenny.
It's a nickname weirdo. She's a sweet lady. I met her for the first time this week.
Yeah.
She seems awesome.
She's great.
Yeah.
She's definitely my better half, the better version of me.
Well, yeah.
It's not hard to do, but
Dude, she goes to a real estate meetup with you.
Yeah.
That's hard to come by.
She said she was fired up after the meetup.
Fired
too.
up.
Yeah.
Gonna be
it's
moving into a
her exact
fourplex
words.
with Nate,
With
right?
Nate, yeah. Sean's
Thanks,
moving
Nate.
there
Thanks,
too.
Nate. Appreciate it.
Sean's moving there too. You guys misinterpreted that.
yeah.
Backstory
Give
on
me
that.
the benefit of the
Dane
doubt.
was at the meetup, and a kid needed a co-signer, and Dane suggests that.
No,
Sean's
Trevor
fiance-
said they could use an FHA loan. I said they have to use a conventional loan. And Trevor goes, or you could use FHA. And I said, well, if they did that, then Sean's fiance would have to move in with Nate because it's an FHA
You offered her to
regulation.
move in.
I
It was-
said, yeah.
Or you could move in.
Or
with
you
Nate.
could move in with Nate.
I'll
and
just
then
support this
And
from
then
the
you could do
background.
FHA. But what I thought that you guys were already assuming it was going to be together because you guys have been together for so long, but you're not
Yeah,
married. So in my mind you are, but I guess legally you're not. So whatever. Have a different domicile.
Okay, so you're
It was good. It made entertainment.
Yeah, so you're figuring it out, and you don't want to be an agent.
Yeah, so I did the agent thing, and then I shadowed somebody who was working in more of hard money, private money. I think they were still selling their stuff, so I think it was still considered private money. And I enjoyed it more. It was more working with numbers. I saw, in my eyes, I saw more opportunity. Again, I wasn't looking at it from the investor point of view. I understand why you guys are agents. I get that, but I was looking
I'm
at
not
more
an
from
agent.
I know you're not anymore. Kind of.
He was.
Quote.
Still
quote,
is.
unquote.
He owns a team.
No.
But I just saw more opportunity that way. So I
Wait, I hate to interrupt you, but I'm so
Go ahead.
proud of Trevor right now. He's so anti being an agent. I'm just in love with him.
Trevor's just a bad agent.
We love
He got
agents.
kicked
The agents
out of
don't be
brokerage.
offended. We love you. We love you.
again, it just wasn't for me. So I saw
Yeah.
more opportunity on the private side. I enjoyed it more. So I did a quote unquote internship with a small company out of Portland. Did not go as planned. It was to keep it long story short, my morals didn't match up with theirs, and it just wasn't a fit. So
Good for you.
It's long story short, I ended up getting connected. I reached out to like 10 other private hard money firms. It was like, hey, I've got a quote unquote internship. It really wasn't even an internship. I like kind of worked for them for like a couple weeks, a month, but it like at least on my resume it said I did something. I couldn't get in anywhere. I finally got connected with a company, with a guy, the rep out of Portland at Civic Financial, which is ironically, I can tell the story how I met Trevor that way. But after I got connected with them, I was way out of my league with it. Like I applied to this what they call their Top Gun program. They have like 2,500 applicants go to this like apply. Whoa. And it's like the guys who got in, they kind of give you some background. Myself, kid from Portland State,
state champ,
put that on the resume. State champ.
You wore your ring to the interview.
I was just rubbing on my nose a little bit, making sure they saw that. So kid from Portland, no sales experience, just a regular bachelor's degree. And like the guys I got in was like when I called in and then ended up getting the job, had like 7 interviews to get into the job, and then got the job. And they were telling me about everybody else. Like one guy's got like a master's from USC. One guy had a full ride coming out of Harvard.
Are you talking about to be a loan broker?
To get into this Top Gun program, these are the guys that they accepted.
These dudes were lying to you.
No, that I met them. They literally had a master's from USC.
He saw the degree, Trevor.
Saw it.
And Trevor's such a skeptic,
If you want a salesperson,
you're
they're
such
just
a
accepting everyone.
Well,
you guys sell more
It's
loans.
crazy how gullible you can be in some scenarios, and then in other scenarios, Trevor stopped drinking tap water because he thinks he's going to get cancer. He listened to one podcast. He's like, I can't drink tap water anymore. I'm done with it. I have to.
In Oregon, I feel
I got filtered.
No, he's like, I have to drink non-homogenized water now.
I don't know if that's what
non-GMO.
He's drinking hydrogen water. He's got like the little.
I hate to, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be honest with you. H2O is H2O. Yeah, sometimes you got a little fluoride in there. But
Oregon's not that bad, but they put some shit in our water.
Everybody puts something in everybody's water. Yeah. We're no Flint.
Relative to all the other stuff that we're inhaling and consuming, it really is minimal.
If you lived in Arizona, okay, I understand why you're not drinking the tap water.
Trevor had 3 cookies for breakfast, and he thinks it's like we live in Flint, Michigan. Dude.
Yeah, there's blue dot or red dot or red dye or whatever that stuff.
Yeah. Our water comes out red in Arizona.
Let's go back to that program. Was that a civic program or who?
Civic specifically. Okay. So what they do is they get like a bunch of kids either coming out of college or somebody who's got, they just like somebody who's trying to get into this world of private lending, and they give them pretty much a program. We like sit there in a classroom. It's literally like school for 3 months, and you sit in this classroom for 8 hours, 9 hours a day, and they just teach you like mortgage 101, sales 101, private money lending 101, and they just kind of mold you into what they want. And every year they have kids that don't make it through, which they try and scare you. I was way out of my pay grade, or not pay grade, but my like people had significantly better resumes than I did. And I think I just got lucky at the right time. Was they wanted to grow Oregon. I was technically a referral because the rep out of here referred me over. And so I got in, learned it, moved down to California. I was down in like Redondo Beach.
Whoa. That's fun.
It was nice to live the high life for a little bit.
That's pretty cool.
They give you a per diem?
No, but they did pay us while we were learning. So like, yes, in a way, but no, how to pay for room and board. I ended up living there for like a month and a half, paid for an Airbnb, and then ended up moving in with one of the guys that was in the program. I lived on his couch for a little bit, for like a month. Still buddies to this day with those guys, but
that's house hacking version 1.
Yeah. So did that for a while, went really well, moved back up to Portland, started kind of building out my book of business that way, which is, I'll kind of lead it into when I met Trevor. So I was living in Gladstone at the time, living with the parents. I think I was like 25, 26. So I lived with my parents until I was like 26. But I was living with my parents. so one of my best friends from high school was good buddies with Jake Bartholomew, which is one of Trevor's buddies from high school. And then he was coming to pick me up, and we were going to go snowboarding. And he's like, hey, my other buddy lives in Gladstone here. I'm going to go pick him up too. Goes, and it's Trevor. Trevor walks out, and I've never met Trevor.
And we're neighbors, like half a mile away.
Didn't even know. And so then he's talking. I'm asking him what he does. He's asking me what I do, and I was telling him about like some of the stuff we do. I think I was mentioning like a DSCR program, and at the time we were using like 5-1 arms. And he's like, wait, can you tell me more about
and
those
then
programs?
Trevor asked you 5 billion questions.
Well, that was later.
And the rest is history.
No, this sparked the brand new Trevor.
Yeah.
Like he planted a seed and watered it in the same day.
Pretty much. So like at the time, I think it was Gabe. It was Gabe's deal. Gabe was working with Bijan, I think.
No, I was. So I was buying 2 triplexes from Sean's company, and from a different rep was doing our loan.
Shout out to
Civic.
Bijan, now down in Phoenix.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, I actually ran into him randomly in a
no
place in
shout out
Scottsdale.
to that guy. That guy was mean to me.
Trevor's not sensitive though.
So petty.
So we were just talking in the back of the car, and he's like, dude, do you work with, is your company named Civic? And I had my, under my snowboarding jacket, my
You were wearing
shirt
your
was-
Civic
I was wearing-
underwear?
I was wearing my Civic shirt. I was Civic out.
Check it out.
Check this out. Pulled down my pants.
Yes, that is my company.
So that's just how we connected, and then we've been talking and doing deals ever since. But back to the story. So worked at Civic for a long time. Great. Could not ask for a better place to start my career. Had great teammates, had a great organization, great like C-level people. Like all they wanted you to do was be successful. If you weren't succeeding, like their way of like viewing things was like, if you're not succeeding in this role, let's go find a different role for you to succeed. Like it was a great environment. It was the bougiest life I've ever lived down there. Like they've got like free snacks, and their snacks aren't like, hey, do you want some like almonds here and there? It's like protein, all the protein bars. You can get all the different juices that like cost you $5 at Safeway. Like you can have as much as you want. It was just,
Dude, we just gotta get people $15.
Yeah, we
worth of
just got to
snacks
give
a day,
people
and they'll be
snacks every
hyped.
day.
All right, that's good to know.
but yeah,
can
it
give
was
you that.
it was like it was cool to learn like what it's like to like work for a real company. Couldn't say more positive things about that company and those people there who ran it. So
Then why'd you leave there?
Sweet.
I didn't leave there. So
Oh, you got
Civic
fired?
No, they ended up. So Civic went through. They were owned by. We ended up getting bought out by a bank, Pac West, and it's all allegedly. So I'm not saying that this happened. But long story short, C levels didn't get along with the Pac West because a bunch of stuff started happening, and it just like they ended up. We got a email one day that our CEO and our like head or our head attorney were like being let go, and then everybody was like, what is happening? Like we have no idea what's going on. Like everyone got scared. Literally, and this was 2 weeks after I went under, or I just purchased, or 2 weeks after I went under contract on my house in Scottsdale.
Oh my goodness.
And tell us about the Scottsdale
Yeah,
house,
wow.
dude.
Yeah,
Your payments what
top
per month?
tier, top tier bad deal. Top tier
Oh,
bad
no.
deal.
He's
got a
making
good
hundreds
equity.
of thousands on it
we've
still.
true.
got tons of equity now.
Yeah,
We've got like
Top tier deal
$600K in
is
He
what
equity.
I
just
meant.
spends like $12,000 a month to live at this
Okay,
place.
that's not true at all.
Hey, golf trip, let's go.
We were just talking
just
about
talking
this at
about-
Yeah, we're
breakfast.
going to Arizona, Sean,
Yeah.
soon.
Do you wanna
So
come?
it's a
Hey,
cool
sorry,
house, dude.
Sorry,
Thanks.
Ken.
Let's have a party. Network's deep down at Scottsdale. We can have fun.
You got the doors wide open. We've got open doors for you guys.
Oh, shoot. Plug.
But no, we've so. Do you want me to talk about this house in Scottsdale now?
Yeah,
or-
because you were buying houses. You were flipping before that, though, right? So what?
Yeah. So do we want to? Okay.
What's
yeah,
the
tell
first
the
house
story,
you
or, like,
bought?
Where are we going with
'Cause
this?
you-
First house you
There's
bought.
three different angles here.
Yeah,
we
you-
can talk.
Real quick, let's put a wrap on that. So it's common for those companies to get bought out and then they go downhill. We've seen that a lot in the part of the market.
You'll see
So-
it quite a bit because again, like PacWest was buying a lot. My understanding is PacWest was buying a lot of the paper at Civic, and so then they ended up just partnering
Yep.
up and buying them out. And
Yep.
then as time went on, our documentation went from, let's just call it 10 docs to now 15.
Dude, yeah,
And
you guys
then
couldn't
a couple
close
months
loans.
A couple months later, it was 20. One thing too that really sucked but was also beneficial was that we were way under the market on rental. And so like everybody and their mother was coming to us. And so like our pipeline,
dude, it was 5% IO rates, like on a DSCR loan.
But like the rest of the market, if it was at 5%, the rest of the market was at like 6.5, and it was crazy. It was like no matter, but it was like if we told people our close times went from obviously 2 weeks in the private lending, 3 weeks in the private lending to now we're at a month. Now we're at 6 weeks. Now we're at 8 weeks, and then it got to the point where we were pretty much just like, we have no idea when your loan's going to close. Just like best of luck. Like it was just like, hold your breath. If you want this rate, this is what you're paying for. And then again, long story short, it just didn't work out. The bank ended up trying to sell after they let go. They tried to sell. They sold to a big firm out of New York.
Kiavi?
No, Kiavi's.
No, they bought.
They're out of San Francisco. No, they got bought out by. Gosh, what is their names? They own like four different like private money lending firms. But
KKR?
No, KKR is backs a couple
merchants.
of they own a couple. They're backed by some other private lending firms, but this
whatever.
Yeah.
What deals did you buy? Trevor's sick of
All
this.
right, let's move on to Scottsdale now.
So Scottsdale
Quickly,
different than
the last time I played basketball was with Bijan. I was a sub for his Portland basketball league.
Oh, really?
Yeah, dude can ball.
Kenny?
Yeah,
I
he's
haven't
good.
actually seen him play before, but I know he's.
Sean can ball too, dude.
I can ball.
Oh, yeah, I've hooped with Trevor a couple of times. Talking about state champ, first team all league.
Basketball also, you were?
Team MVP.
Oh, dang, dude.
Team
That's
MVP?
probably why you got the job. They just look at your sports resume.
We just got some athletes in here.
I guess.
Oh no, it's fake it till you make it. It's all just.
I wasn't asked.
So, because you...
You're an actually Dane. I'm not.
I just got
even though
people
Dane was
fired
just
up.
shitting on me earlier. Dane was a legit athlete. I watched some of his highlight tape and I was kind of impressed.
Highlights
Kinda
of what?
surprised me.
He's
At
a short
football.
little guy. Could
He was
run
a little
so
running
fast.
back.
I've seen this guy walk, dude. No.
He was a little bowling ball, dude.
Dude,
Dane was
you
actually
haven't
pretty
seen
good.
me run, dude.
And he was doing it in 6A. Like you look at Dane, like not in a bad way, Dane. Not trying to.
No, I don't look like
He
I
doesn't
could
look like
do
he could do
anything,
But Dane's
dude.
a
Dane
little-
said he led the state in touchdowns.
I did, yeah.
Wow.
6A.
Allegedly.
In 6A, yeah.
That's pretty
Allegedly.
damn good.
Yeah.
But so,
Shocked.
because you own some triplexes and some rentals, right?
Yeah,
And
me
then-
and my brother own a triplex in Portland.
Yeah, and then you were. So, tell me what led you to flipping, because I think that's the most interesting.
Yeah,
thing.
so I had a decent amount of money I was sitting on, and I was just trying to invest it, and all I knew was, again, my dad was a flipper. That's what I knew.
Yeah, so
And
you took
so-
your active income and tried to get another active income job
Yes.
rather than invest, actually.
Yes.
Okay.
So, and again, we're learning. Time
Yeah.
goes on. You learn when you're young.
A tale as old as time is this one.
Yeah. So I went and I was like, you know what? I'm going to go invest out of state. I don't love Oregon. I'm going to go invest out of state.
Another tale as old as time.
You get what you pay for. I hope people understand that.
It's a learning lesson. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to go buy in Texas. And
Had
I'm
you
gonna
been
go,
to Texas before?
Sick market.
Yeah.
Good call.
Actually, it was doing
It
really
is a
well.
sick market.
Dallas, I bought it right in Dallas, and I bought so I did a couple of things really well. I bought really well. I had extremely good debt, obviously. The one thing I didn't do well was vet well enough, and I got my ass hosed with a bad contractor, and he was a referral. And so I kind of trusted the referral part of it, and I shouldn't have. And I lost a ton of money. So
Who referred him?
Instead of buying one as my first one, I bought three. I bought 3 homes.
Oh, nice.
I had the money, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it.
If I'm going to learn a lesson, I'm going to do it 3 at a time. I'm going to learn 3 lessons
If I'm going to go
at the
down,
same
we're
time.
going down.
So how expensive were these homes? How much money you got?
It
put
wasn't
into
too much. So they were all around, I think, $200,000-300,000 when I was buying them.
them? Yeah, so you put what, like 30, 40,
10% down on each.
Yeah.
So if I had,
You put $100,000
let's
in these
say
deals.
let's say it was about $300 a piece on average,
Yeah.
because including the construction debt. So I probably had like $90,000 down on them.
Yeah.
I think I can't remember if I had interest. It was all 3 different lenders because everybody looked at them differently. So I kind of know how lenders, obviously it's my job. And so I kind of know how lenders look at these differently. And so I had 3 different lenders with 3 different properties. The one thing that saved me is I bought well on them. I waited for the right time. There was only one I was kind of questionable. Would have been my splits would have been a little bit tighter, but the other 2 I bought really well.
So how much money were you thinking you were going to make on these?
500,000.
So originally when I bought them, I was like, you know what, I might keep
maybe
them.
altogether.
Total, yeah.
I might burr them. I might keep them
Yeah.
with some rentals. But then I was like, that was when the market was like screeching hot,
Yeah.
screeching hot. So like no matter what I listed that property at, it would have sold. It was like at that time we were offering like homes in Bellevue. There was one of my coworkers gave a pre-approval at $150K over asking, and then that property sold for $350. I think it was like $350K over asking. It was like that was the time of the market. It was like it was nuts. No matter what you were putting in offers.
Sounds like a bad realtor. If you're looking for better pricing, call Vesta.
Yeah, we sell your Bellevue house for you. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, in Seattle.
Yeah, good luck.
But it was. I mean, I'm sure that house would have sold just fine because the market was just.
It's just a
red hot.
byproduct of
But
Amazon.
what you actually? So you're buying these for $300. You put $50 into them, and they're worth what? $450.
About yeah. Well, I mean that was the idea, but it probably been like $500 again. Like that market
So you
was
think-
like red hot. Like I
Told
thought
you.
we were gonna make some good money.
Boom.
You had a $450,000 spread. You're thinking
To 600
on the low end on all three combined.
About three. It probably is, if I remember correctly. Maybe that might be a reach because again, you got I was baking in agent fees and everything, so it was probably closer to like 300 on three properties, 300, 350. I was doing fairly well. Like I was doing fine, and then I was like something. It just kept feeling off. Like something kept going off because I was always checking in, and then he would give me updates, and then his updates slowly started to like not come, and then I'm like, hey, checking in. He would reply, and then I'd check in, and then he wouldn't text me for a day or two, and then he's like, hey, sorry, something happened, and then those excuses kept happening.
4 times.
Those excuses kept happening over and over and over again, and it was like, I was talking to my old man, and I'm like, something feels off, and he's like, if something feels off, something's off, like, you need to go down and check it out. So I bought a ticket. I think it was like a couple days later. My buddy came down with me because he's like, I want to go see Dallas. So I flew down with my buddy, and we go to one of my properties, and I'm trying to get into the property, and I can't get in, and then this guy comes out of the property.
No, someone was living in it.
And the guy walks out, and I'm like, hey, like, what are you doing? And you know, I'm going to call, I don't really care. His name's Mike, the contractor.
It's always Mike.
Yeah. Goddamn Mike.
The worst name on the planet.
So,
Except me. I'm good.
The guy walks out, and he's like, hey, what are you doing here? I'm like, what are you doing here? Like, this is my property. And he's like, Mike's having me live, Mike said I can live here because Mike owes me money. Mike owes me thousands of dollars because he's working for Mike. So he's literally,
Mike's not
he's
paying.
working for me in return, right? But he's working for Mike. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? Yeah. And now I've got a guy living in my property. The property's not being worked on. He's only working on these other properties. Plus Mike I'm sure he's got like 4 other properties he's working on top of mine. So long story short, we go to all the properties and we find out that all he's done is demo. He's done nothing else besides demo.
And how much have you paid him out?
Oh, I can't remember.
A lot, though.
Thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. Yeah. And so I paid this guy to...
Well, demo only cost a couple thousand, so that might have been a fair deal, dude.
It was.
It's only thousands.
I mean, we were...
He collected more than that in rent.
I was so far under at that point, and I mean, your heart sinks.
I bet you were sweating.
I got like... You get like...
You're having hot sweats.
I'm like frozen, because I'm like, what the fuck do I do now?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I have no idea what to do now, and I'm like already thousands out of pocket on this thing, and I'm learning. I'm going through.
It's not what you're thinking at the time.
No, I'm not. I'm thinking like
you're not like, oh, good.
You're deciding, do you fight or flight?
Exactly. And then I'm like sitting there, and I'm like, again, this is my first time I'm making real money. This is the first time I'm actually able to get money, and then I'm thinking like all of this money I'm finally proud of that I've earned is
gone.
And I don't think of the future like, hey, I have all this time to go make more money and go learn and go do more. It's more of like all of this money I've earned, I finally got here and got some money in my pocket, and it's literally just gone this quickly. And so then so long story short, he demoed all the houses. So now my houses are worth less, and I paid significantly more out of pocket. And some of these houses didn't need all this demo. Like he told me like he needed to do all new electrical in one of the houses. We ended up talking with
Texas isn't old enough to do all new electrical.
Well, okay, you're talking to somebody who doesn't know Texas. Doesn't know, again,
like, what's the average age? 1980, 1990? It's just a bunch of subdivisions, man. New construction.
Dallas has been around way longer than the state of Oregon.
How many old houses does Dallas have? When were those houses built?
Talking about?
I could probably actually look it up, but right. I mean, I think they were a little bit older houses. I don't think it was 90s. Like they had some. I mean, it was old electrical wiring. Like it was an older house. So like he would have fooled me because like my dad came down too, and he was kind of like helping spot it out a little bit too, and And he was like, yeah, I mean, that sounds right. Like, that could be the case. He's like, I don't know the laws down here. Like, I don't know what this entails. That could be right. So we went to one of our houses and it was completely gutted. All the drywall's gone, just electrical wiring just hanging down. And I'm like sitting there, I'm like, I'm fucked. Like, I'm literally completely fucked.
Royally.
And, yeah. And I paused for a second and I'm like, okay, first things first, I need to get my keys back. So I immediately texted the contractor and I'm like, you're fired. Like, I need my keys tomorrow. You know, threaten this, threaten that. Like, it doesn't really matter. I was just like, I need my keys. You're done. And we're over this. And then he's like, yeah, okay, your keys are here, blah, blah, blah. And I had like looked him up, but there was nothing I could find on him, right? His name is Michael Daughtry. And he was living in Texas and I couldn't find anything on him. And there's a ton of Michael Daughtry's out there, right? And so like it just didn't work out. So after I got my keys, I paused and I'm like, first things first, I got to find somebody that can work on these homes. So then I started doing some research into finding a new contractor, somebody who's actually legit, licensed. He was licensed and bonded. He got licensed and bonded.
Did you file a claim on his insurance or anything?
No, because it was just like I don't even know if he was insured fully.
Yeah.
Once I started digging into him, then I found his track record, because then I could figure out like, okay, where is he from? Where does he live? And then there was like, he's got countless. And then it was like a month later, he was going to jail for construction, the same thing that he done to me, construction fraud.
Yeah.
So
you learned how to skip trace.
Yeah. And
not a good way to learn how to skip trace.
No, it wasn't. So once I did that, I went back home, had somebody start working on the house, and then you start to like see your bills hit, and it's like, I'm getting billed $10,000 a month on these properties, and I'm like, these houses are going down. I'm getting billed $10,000 a month, and then I have to soak in a bunch of more money into this property, and I've already got my construction budget, and I'm running tighter on these construction budgets, and now I'm having to come out of pocket on these construction budgets, right? Because you can't just go back to the lender and say, hey, I need more money, when you've already got your budgets in place. Like, they're not going to redo your budget.
To me, though, it sounds like you're making $30,000 a month at your job, though, and now you're spending $10,000 a month on these.
Wasn't too bad, and I was living with my parents, but it still sucks. You're losing $10,000 a month, does suck. Dude. You're like,
but not the worst thing that could happen.
Well, I mean, he could have been in a worse position, but that's about as bad as it gets.
Tried to do that. Well, you made $3,000 a month.
Don't justify his pain not being painful just because he makes good money. Come on.
But at that time too,
this comes from an engineer got capped out at 10.
I actually would like to tell you that your situation wasn't that bad. That's what I want you to know.
But again, like, also I'm learning, and I'm finally quote unquote making it, but I'm not making it because I just lost it all. And again, also, these aren't 30. I'm not on salary, so it's not every month I'm getting a $30,000 check.
Yeah.
How did that mentally affect your ability to now go close loans and get clients and move forward in your day job?
I literally used to remember sitting in my room while trying to work and just like staring at the computer and not moving.
Frozen.
I was like frozen. I was literally like
stressed.
So stressed. And it was like, again, it was like cutting another check. And then it wasn't just like, yes, my $10,000 a month are mortgage payments, but now I have $25,000 checks I'm cutting for the budgets.
Oh, because you're going over budget.
Yes,
now.
I'm way over budget.
That's a little more stressful.
So like
30 minus 35, you're -5 now.
There you go. So
now you appreciate him because he's negative.
Now it makes sense to me. Yeah.
Okay. That neurochemical spiral, though, dude, it keeps you frozen.
It froze me. I mean, I literally multiple days just sitting there. Remember, just like. I can't like move. Like, I literally just like stuck. I have to cut this check. I have no other choice. Like, I'll tell you what, tax returns that year looked fantastic. Had a great big check coming back to me.
Well, I bet. Yeah.
And no bank account to match the tax return.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So tax returns were great that year, but yeah, it was, I got to a point where I got frozen, and then I finally got to a point where I started to see, like, I was forcing the project. So it was like every day I'm checking in with my contractor. I need an update on every one of these properties every single day. I want to know what's going on. I was getting
Dude, I bet he was annoyed with you. That's like when you
100%.
get trauma from a past relationship and then you carried it over to that contractor and he was like, dude, I'm sick at my job. You know what I mean? But then you're the crazy new girlfriend who's like, but the last guy wasn't. The last guy made me lose a lot of money and now I just stare at a computer screen. So I need you to give me an update every day.
That is 100% what it was.
It's not your fault, it's mine.
100% what it was. And I think his name was Fred Lynch. So
We appreciate you, Fred.
Dude, shout out
Thank you.
Fred.
Thank you for bailing out Sean, the bad girlfriend.
Oh my god! And he wasn't like the cheapest guy, but it's like I didn't even care.
You get what you pay for.
I just wanted to be done with it.
He was worth it.
He was worth every dollar. Shout out Fred. I think his name was Fred Lynch. I know for a fact it was Fred. I think it was Fred Lynch. So if you're in Dallas looking for a great contractor, shout out Fred Lynch. He will get the job done.
Dude, that's our banker calling you back. You gotta take
No,
that.
it's not. That's an
Don't
Arizona.
answer
Yes,
that.
602.
Oh, is it?
Don't,
Actually, it is.
Yeah,
It
don't
is
answer.
him.
We need
It
a
is
loan
him.
right now.
Are we pausing this? So
No.
do a live banker call. Let's see what it's
No,
like.
Don't do that. That's a bad idea.
Yeah, so I was glad that was, once that came and I sold my final project, it was like finally a time where my body just like released stress and it was like,
How much weight did you gain in that process?
I was
lose.
already, I think, well, in high school I was a little chubby. I showed these guys a couple photos.
You're the chubby quarterback?
I was a little chubby. I was the fat skinny kid, you know. Like I was a kid who had a little bit of a belly,
You're
a
eating
big,
cookies
big.
for breakfast?
Yes, like I was eating Panda Express for lunch
for sure.
all the time. Like I was the fat skinny kid because I was
Did you know
always working
Panda
out.
Express invented orange chicken?
With the red dye?
There's no way that's real.
100% it's real. Learned that like 2 weeks ago.
There's no way.
Panda Express invented orange chicken and General Tso's chicken. Both of those things.
There's a story behind General Tso's. I remember reading it.
Wow.
But go on.
Yeah.
The only
Anyways,
thing
Did you exit?
Yeah.
Did you make money when you exited?
Oh hell no. I lost significant money on one. One of them I made a little bit of money, and then the other one I broke even. But the one I lost more money on, I lost a lot of money.
Yeah.
On
How much
it.
do you lose on it?
If I had to take a guess, over 6 figures.
Yeah, so like 100.
Because he tore up the entire
Yeah, you
house.
go way over budget.
All the
yeah.
flooring, all the drywall. Like he.
And this was
tore
in
that
like
thing up.
2020-ish, 2021. This wasn't that
Yeah,
long
it was
ago.
right. It was right around then, and then also on top of that, like I got like with that property that I lost my butt on, I didn't have the money to update the property, so it wasn't like I could try and make my money back. I had to sell it now. I had to get rid of it,
yeah.
so it was like
You sold it to another flipper.
I sold to another.
Yeah.
I asked a wholesaler, so he made a small fee on it, and I just was like, I got
Got
to
out
get this
of it.
off the books.
Yeah.
That's probably fine though, because it lets you focus on the other ones. It stops the bleed. You just
Exactly.
take your loss.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's one thing my dad kept reiterating to me was like, stop the bleeding as quickly as you can.
Yeah, he had been there. In
He had been there. No,
2008.
yeah. He had lost his, you know what?
Yeah, not really the footsteps I would have followed in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, he's been successful in a lot of other things.
I mean, he was flipping good. Well, and then like 08, like that happened to all the flippers that
Yeah,
had.
well, he had a big subdivision out at the beach, and that's
Oh.
where he lost his butt on because he was doing some new construction stuff, and that was the first time he like took a chance, and it was just the absolute wrong
Worst
time to
timing,
take a chance
yeah.
because he's like your guy who's fixing and flipping in Milwaukee, so he's buying a house for $300, he's putting in $50,000, and he's selling it for $450, right?
Yeah.
He's that guy who's just turning and burning
on
those.
repeat. He
Dude,
got bored. He got bored.
A classic. I'm making a lot of money in a market that I know, doing the thing that I know really well.
He did a couple of beach. He did a couple of beach stuff too.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
he knew those markets too. Like he's not like an analytical guy, but he's just like he knows what he knows. Like
Yeah, he knows what
what
home sell for.
Yeah.
Does he
so,
know?
like,
Does he still want to build at the coast? Our
Oh.
friend Todd just has 16 lots out there in the Halem Bay.
I'll tell you what. That I don't see him getting into it anymore.
We
Once
looked at that deal.
Everyone's looked at that deal.
Dane said no go.
Everyone said no go. That's why it's still
Mike
being
says
sold.
go.
I'd never said go. I just asked
No.
if he wanted to build at the coast.
Would he like to lose
Does your-
more money?
Does your dad flip today still?
no, he stopped. So
Oh,
he's
really?
full time on Ruza. So once.
Oh, that makes sense.
So again,
Ah.
he has some PTSD. So once the market started turning about 2-3 years ago, he had a flip going on, and
So he started flipping again after 08.
Yes.
though.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And then he knows how to flip. Like he was
Yeah.
making a good amount of money doing it, and he was being successful at it. And then this last time when the market started to kind of downturn after rates were really low and then rates were going up and then the market started to like kind of simmer, excuse me, he stopped. He was like, okay. Yep, I've been here. I'm not interested. Like, again, the market's still fine. Like, obviously Mike's kicking ass and taking names, like, but he
sometimes, not all the time.
He got some PTSD where he's like, I'm going to just focus.
He needs someone, an operator that can handle all that risk for him and he can go.
Oh, you're preaching to the choir. He owns, I think, like 21 doors. I think it's 21 doors as far as his rentals go, and he will not let it go. He manages every one of them. We've like, Dad, go property.
Super low debt on him too.
Yeah, well, he got debt a couple years ago on his like bigger. He's got like a 13 unit apartment building, and he got like good debt. And it's like 3.5%.
Did you refi for him?
He wasn't doing that at that time.
I was direct lending on
unbelievable.
The residential side. But yeah, he's got really good debt on that, but he will not let those go. So like because he's like, I don't trust the property manager. Like I'm going to handle it because these will go to shit if I don't handle it. And he's really good at that stuff. Like my dad is very like, we've lived a very he's done a very good job of helping us live a good life, but he's very like blue collar in the ways like I want to handle everything myself.
Was he flipping doing the work himself on these houses?
He would, but then he also had like he would always have like one main guy, so like but he was still doing the labor on some of them. He would do some labor. He's like one of those guys that just wants to go in and point fingers and then he'll like go out and like he'll also be I'll call it the bus boy. Like he'll come out and he'll say like, hey, what do you need? I'll go to Home Depot, grab it for you so you can stay on the job and keep doing what you're doing.
So he was just actively involved.
Yeah, so he'd stay active on
project manager.
So from your learning lesson there, you see a lot of people who want to flip. Flipping is not investing, right?
I mean, flipping is investing.
You think
so?
No,
it's not.
I feel like it is. I feel like it is.
It is pure speculation and work.
Well, it's just active income. It's like a job. It's like
you're investing your money into the deal.
Value add is investing.
Yeah. Okay, but you're throwing your money into the deal, right?
Yeah, I guess you're right.
I feel like that is still investing.
It's an alternative high-risk investment. Well, it's like going to junk bonds instead of buying treasuries.
No, I guess you're right. If you're putting your own money in the deal and then you're investing in your own project that you're actively working on.
Yeah, I mean,
but it's not strictly investing.
Yeah. It's not strictly investing. I get what you guys are saying, but like I still feel like that's still investing. If you're putting money into a project like that, like, again, it's a full-time job.
It's investing into your future, into yourself, and your vision, and
for me though, I mean, I'm gonna stay on the debt brokering side. Like this is what I know. Like, will I maybe do future projects like that, and I'll JV with somebody, and then be there on a day to day? Sure. Like, I'd be fine to GP on some stuff too. Like,
do you like being an LP?
I like you being an LP.
I know you guys do.
It's my favorite.
When we closed River
You're
Run,
great.
You're gonna really like it.
When you guys closed when I closed River Run for these guys, they were on my ass.
When you closed,
you're like, oh, look at this check.
We gave you 200 grand that we could have just gave ourselves, dude.
What do you call that? The car salesman.
What?
I can't remember.
I can't either.
You're foaming at the mouth.
That's exactly
the breath.
What they were doing.
The breath. What do you call the breath?
Us, dude. We had for the record, Mark and I had put together every single doc that a lender could ever need for a project, all in one file, all perfectly laid out. No questions asked.
Are you saying you did his job for him, and so that justified you making him put money in the deal?
No. What I'm saying is that he still got a full fee on that project, which, if we're talking about portions here, right, sometimes you only get a portion of a fee because you didn't do the whole thing, but then you got the full fee still. And so then he put the full fee back into the deal, and we are going to make him even more money.
I'm pretty sure that I saved you guys because you guys were at the closing table with somebody else.
For the audience,
we could have gotten a loan. It was just a little worse.
So sales breath is the term that I heard from you. This is just how sales breath in a good package looks like. Justify.
The one I'm talking about? Oh, it wasn't even. No, this was a demand letter. I was like, dude, you're putting it back in. We'll give you more loans.
Demand letter.
It'll be fine. I called you like 10 times, and I was like, when are you going to put it in? Like, nobody else did I do that
to. So did you
yeah,
invest
put
in
it
River
in.
Yeah. In River Run Seaside?
He just threw the whole fee in.
I threw in an extra. I threw in a little bit more money than the fee I got.
Well, no, you threw in the fee, but then...
Plus a little more.
Yeah. Well...
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I
didn't make that much.
I didn't make that much. I threw in
I'm pretty sure he knows better than you.
No, because I'm pretty sure I know the closing statement like the back of my hand.
Hey, I got splits.
That's what I was going to say. It was the full fee, and then, Dad might have taken some.
Pretty sure he knows more than you.
Dad
Sean,
took some. I knew Dad took some.
So Sean, today you run Open Door Capital Partners.
Yep.
And that's your debt brokerage where you do commercial debt for us, and then you do loans all over the place, and you're doing like 37 loans right now.
No wonder you can't get a loan, dude. It's his fault.
41.
41 right now.
So I convinced Sean to do this. So tell us.
Kind of.
I for sure did. What do you mean, dude?
Kinda,
I called you. I said I have this opportunity
you called me on Stack,
for you.
though. You called me on Stack, and I brought this up. So I was already kind of considering.
Oh, he wanted you to be a GP so you'd work for free?
No.
Pretty much.
We wanted to hire Sean or bring him
Quite
on the team
opposite.
or in-house, have him do something with us because I was brokering all our debt, and it's a full-time job, and I can't be brokering all our debt.
Yeah, so I was already considering leaving, and I was actually about to sign with my other company, and I was about to sign with another lender, and I literally flew out to LA, met with them, was like, left the meeting, was like, hey, send me over the letter and I'll sign
Where
tomorrow.
were you gonna go?
I was gonna go to a company called Sprio Capital. They're more of like a residential, similar to like your Renovos of the world.
Yeah.
So
Then you decided you want to be a big dog.
yeah. So I signed on. I mean, I was about to sign. Like, I was like, yeah, this is great. Like, I'm pumped. Like, let's do it. Great people over there. I just got to the point. Well, it was like a week later. During that week, I was like waiting for the offer letter. Like, they just never sent it. And then I was waiting, and Trevor called me, and Trevor's like, hey, we're thinking about adding on like a financial, pretty much a CFO to Stack. And I'm like, yeah, I'd be interested. And we talked about it a little bit, and then he called me the next day, and he's like, yeah, that's not going to work. Dane and Mark and the guys don't
Shot
think it's
it
a good
down.
idea. And then
100%.
Yeah, well,
you want to know why I got shot down? Because you wouldn't have taken that job. The offer was not a job that he would have taken.
That's funny you say that.
And we
'cause
needed
Gabe-
somebody who was as good as him, and somebody as good as him would not have taken the amount of money that we were going to give
Gabe
them.
said the same thing. Gabe, when I met with Gabe, I'll say in a second.
Because Gabe knew how much you had made in years past.
Yeah.
And it was like, we can get a loser for the amount of money that you wanted to pay him.
That's what Gabe said. Gabe's like, Trevor wants to pay you X amount. He's like,
Yeah.
and he's like, there's no chance that you would have taken that. So
My offer was $500,000 for the record.
It's not true.
No, it's not
Your offer was like 60 grand.
It's like 10% of that. This is why you didn't get the takeaway from scaling.
He was like, we could totally get somebody to do that for 60 grand. And I was
scaling
like,
hook is
we
all-
were gonna pay
I
a
have
base, and then you're
no
gonna take
idea what
fees.
was
It would have
going
made
on.
sense, though. And basically, how I'm making an offer is telling someone like, "What do you need?" and then I figure out how to fit that in. Usually,
well, we'll talk about it because then, I mean, we've had the conversations. You guys have talked to me about adding me on as a fifth partner on Stack, and we've twiddled
now
with that.
now
a
we
little
own
bit
your
here and
company,
there,
so.
Once you
Oh,
guys,
jeez.
once we add,
The egos are strong in this room.
He's talked about that a lot.
Once you guys add me in, then we
can
go down that
conversate.
route.
This is good for the audience to know because it's A-class talent is significantly worth more than B-class talent.
I've learned that more from Gabe and these guys more than anything, and we're joking around with Trevor right now, but I've learned more from those guys with like letting people stay in their lane and paying what they're worth. Like, agents are worth every dollar. If you get a good agent, they're worth every dollar. I don't care if they make 3%. Like, they're worth every dollar. If you debt broker, a good financial advisor, like whoever it is, like if you get somebody who's good on your team and you can allow them to just stay in their lane, like you can grow exponentially. And I'm watching it with Stack right now. Like I'm watching, because I work with these guys closely, right? Like I'm seeing their growth just exponentially.
Dude, I said that yesterday. It's insane.
It's
To that
crazy.
point, for the record, to give Sean credit on that loan that he closed in like 2 months that we had been working on for like 10 months, it's not what we do.
Well, you got it.
And so that was why it's like, yeah, we had the whole package put together, but we had a year to put it together. And so there was no reason to not like pay. It's like, hey, you didn't have the opportunity. And now all we need you for is to just find somebody and we'll do the rest. And we ended up talking with Dave a ton. The guy who was
Jared?
with, what?
Who
No, the guy who like flew up here.
Jared. His name is Jared.
Really? Was it?
That was Jared.
No,
Yes.
different guy. Different guy. We're talking about different people.
But Dane and these guys, when I got my check, you know that story you just told me earlier today about the person who was outside your window when you were golfing? That was Dane.
Oh,
Literally every
dude.
second I looked over
Yeah.
my left shoulder.
He's stalking
Dane just
you?
staring right
Okay,
there
and,
at me.
and Trevor kept going, why hasn't Sean put it in yet? And I was like, I don't know.
That's
He
a
was-
sick deal
and he
for
was
Sean.
like, well, I can convince him to. And I was like, I'll call him again. Like, dude, that was every day until you finally
my
put
God.
money in.
These
Trevor.
two young men have come so far.
Nah, dude, Sean,
That's
we're gonna
persistence.
make
That's sales.
Sean so much money when he's no longer flipping.
Well, that was
houses
the
as an
whole
LP.
thing. It was like, you got so many other.
Are you a
fees
real
coming
estate
in.
professional?
I still got to talk with my accountant.
You should figure it out because that's
absolutely you are, dude.
That's what
absolutely you are.
How would he not?
Come accounting season,
I don't know
I'll
if
figure that out.
loan brokerage counts.
I do want to highlight this though, because in order to grow and scale the way that you have to have A-class talent, you have to give up control. The only way you can get A-class talent is giving up control. And the Steve's Job movie that shows Steve Jobs change from when he got left Apple and came back to Apple is a great example of he was a control freak. That's why they kicked him out. And then when he came back, he allowed control to be dispersed.
So he was just a freak.
So, but so you started this new company, and because you went and I had you talk with Gabe, and then you're like, yeah, I should. He probably got you hyped up.
Yeah. So we talked with Stack. Talked about Stack. Trevor said it wasn't or didn't work out for you guys. To be determined. And then we started talking about you guys had SMI Capital, and then how that fell through. And I was like, I always told you before when that was going, I was like, hey, if this ever doesn't work out, like, let me know. I'd be interested in it. And then finally it fell through. And then I was talking with Trevor. I'm like, why, what happened? And then Trevor has his 2 cents on why it happened. And I was like, well, would Gabe be interested in partnering on that? And then he's like, yeah, I think so. And he called Gabe, and it was like a couple hours later, he's like, yeah, he's interested. Like, let's have a conversation. So I flew back down to Oregon and had a conversation with Gabe on it. Gabe and Trevor, we sat at the SMI building and talked about it. And then we had some ideas. I had an idea of like what I thought it could be or what we wanted.
We're thinking
to be.
Like a resi part because we were doing all the resi stuff.
Yeah, and I was like, I know. I understand where all the capital's being sold to. Like, I was like, maybe one day we can figure that out. And then it was like, instantly, it was like, what are we even thinking? Like, why would I even want to do that? Like, build out a team with where we're at now. Like, it makes no sense. And then we were like, yes, let's do this. So it took us like 2 months or so to kind of like create Open Door Capital Partners, which was like half that time we're just trying to figure out a name, which...
Dude, I get that. It took us like 6 months to think of Stack.
So you stole Brandon Turner's name?
Oh,
we didn't even think of it.
You know how long that took us to... I literally was sitting there with... Me and Gabe had gone back and forth for like... I'm not kidding you, maybe like 10 or 15 different names. And it was just like Gabe wanted it to tie it in with some way with SMI.
But not be fully affiliated.
But not fully affiliated.
Yeah.
And so like, because I wanted to create a new brand. I wanted to create a new name and a new recognition where it's not that same tarnished name. And it was like, we need to create a whole new brand because this is a whole new company and a whole new team coming in to run this organization one day. So like,
plus their brand is purple. It's like, you don't want that.
Oh, I won't go down there actually, but
magenta.
Hey, it's sick. It's my business partner.
So I was talking with Gabe about it, and Gabe wanted to tie it in, and it was just like, we came up with like 15 different names, and when it came to Open Door Capital Partners, was like the only thing. It's a long name. Like, you look at my email address, it's like got like a dash in every text because it's so freaking long.
Oh my goodness.
But we came up with the name, and it was like, that was the one fallback on it. Was like, it's tied with Brandon Turner.
Yeah, but Gabe doesn't know who Brandon Turner is, so he's not even thinking about that.
He knew who Brandon Turner was, obviously.
I don't think he knew his company. He might have.
He did, because I told him about it.
After you did.
Yeah, and so I was like, this is my only like fallback on it. I was like, I don't want to be connected with that. And he's like, I want to connect it some way to SMI. And it was like, all the other names were just like not going to work. So we're like, all right, we'll settle on this. I'm happy with it. Like, we get calls all the time, like how you guys got connected with Devin. Devin thought I worked with Brandon Turner, and I was like, he like reached out to me. He's like, hey, I would love to like just meet with you, blah 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 blah. And I was like, sure, great, like happy to help anywhere I can, like give my feedback on like where direction and what I can do to kind of help. Just give my 2 cents. And
I think that's called stolen valor.
Well, I like told him, I was like, yeah, there's absolutely zero affiliation. Like, there's nothing at all. And he like, you could tell in his face, he's like, oh shit.
He's just bummed.
Yeah, but then
he
got
lucky.
It worked out for him.
He got lucky, dude.
Then
you're actually paying him too. That's insane.
I went and talked with him, and I was like, honestly, like, I know this probably. We talked for a while, and I gave my 2 cents on what he was trying to do. And I was like, go to one of the Salem meetups and go meet with Trevor. Like, go talk with Trevor and those guys. Like, I think there might be potential there for you to like,
flourish.
So you recognize talent and their highest and best use.
Well, and we just happened to have a job opening for an asset manager intern at that time, and exactly what he told me he was trying to do was that. So then
because I kind of remember you talking about that, and I'm like, Devin is 4 times smarter than I am, so like, go talk with these guys. Like, you're too smart for our team here.
We're just lenders.
Yeah,
our average IQ went up by like 20 points when he joined the team.
Seems pretty bright.
Yeah.
So
you start this company with Gabe, Open Door Capital Partners, and then you're brokering debt in your resi space. And then where I was excited for it is having you learn the commercial space, which you know better than me now because was brokering all of that. And then I knew you would learn it because you know the money side and how all the back end of all that works so much better when all the notes are being traded. Like, it's way over my head what you talked about. So I knew you would pick it up quick because it's similar enough.
Yeah, that was the only thing my hesitation was on the multifamily side. I was like, I've only done a few multifamily deals, and like I really truly don't know how to like honestly underwrite a multifamily deal because like on the private lending side, when we're like sending this over to those companies, it's just like, what's the estimated expense factor of what this is going to be? So it's like, here's your income, here's the estimated expense factor, and then what's our calculation. So
you're just doing expense ratios.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's how I buy shit.
And so that's kind of what it was. And so it was like how to actually truly underwrite a deal. I was a little concerned on like how long that's going to take me to learn. And I'm like, and I thought about it, I'm like, worst case scenario, I don't pick up your guys' deals until a year from now. And then it just like, you guys started sending over deals constantly. And then me and you jumped on multiple hour-long calls on how to underwrite a deal. You sent me over your calculator and we kind of walked through like how to do that. And it took me a few times to like kind of grasp the concept behind how to underwrite. And then it took me a couple of times of talking with banks of like how they view it. And every bank's different, right? Every bank and credit union, how they look at those deals is different. And so the more conversations I'm having with them, the more I'm learning on how that works. And again, I don't know everything. I like to say I do, but I don't know everything. And so and I'm still learning. And so I'm asking constant questions, and Trevor brings up 10,000 questions to me every day that I'm like,
yeah, because why you're good at it is you'll tell us when things are going wrong and when you don't know, versus other loan brokers just act like they know when they really don't, and they get themselves in trouble.
Well, other than that one time you said Fannie could close in 60 to 90 days.
Well, technically they said they could. Now, if they can or not, that's a different story. But again, it's learning every day, which is partly why I love what I do. It's like I literally just get to sit here and learn from investors like you guys. I get to sit here and learn from guys who are significantly more successful than I am, obviously, on the investment side. And I get to learn how you guys are looking at things. I get to learn how the banks are looking at things. And I'm asking questions and like learning and working with people like Stack. Like I get to sit here and learn how to look at a deal significantly different than 95% of other people do. And so now when I'm having a normal conversation with a normal deal, like we have a like a $4 or $5 million deal coming up in Hillsborough where it's a simple deal. It's like, I know how to underwrite this. This is so easy for me because I know the ins and outs of how to.
That's not one of our deals, by the way. We don't have any of those.
No, you don't.
And now you're doing insane loan volume too.
I was gonna say these guys don't do anything easy and simple.
We do lots of simple deals, dude.
It's like even I'll talk with a lot of the banks and agency lenders, and then I'll like ask questions that like Trevor asked me, and they're like, I have no idea what the hell you're talking about.
Yeah.
Like they have no idea because they don't know. Like
of course they don't.
It's like, and then it's like also working with the legacy fund. Like no one knows what a 721 exchange is. Like one of the banks I talked to was like, I've heard of a 721 exchange because it came up on my accounting test when I was trying to be an accountant 21 years ago. It was like, I just started laughing, and I'm like, he's like, I still have no idea. I have to go ask my credit team if we can do that. Like they don't know how.
And then
works.
they could.
Well, yeah, they can.
Yeah.
Once they understand the concept, but they don't know. You know. But yeah, I feel like that's one thing that separates me is I communicate really well. I over communicate, and if I don't know, I'm more than happy to say, hey, I'm an idiot. I have no idea, but I'll go figure it out for you. Yeah,
and now you're happy with the decision, right?
Oh, I mean, it couldn't have been better. Sick, huh? I mean, it's easier too because you guys are easy to work with, and you guys don't just like toss things over and expect it to happen. It's like, hey, these are things we have to go through. Like you've done this 100 times, so you know what to expect. The problem is the tough part of working with certain people is that like I feel like people get this ego to what they're doing, and so it's like I expect everything now, and I expect it this way because this is how I do things. And Trevor's great. I'm not kidding you. And I talked with Gabe. Like we were talking with Gabe, and Gabe's like, "Why would anybody like?" There's one guy we were talking with, or I won't go down that route. But Gabe's like, "Why would anybody not do what you guys do?" Like, and it's like not everybody is easy as to work with as somebody like Gabe, where it's just like, "Hey, well, we'll figure it out. Like we'll get through it. Like it's not an issue. Like if things go there's hurdles to get through, a lot of investors you deal with are not the easiest people.
Yeah, and because now you're like running your own business basically, and you're help growing the team and everything and hiring more people. And you were nervous to jump into that, right, on the front end, because you were worried about having enough deal volume. Yeah,
well, that's the thing, is the deal volume is like, okay, I got to go and do my own sales. I need to be doing outbound, and that's what I've done my whole life. And I've got enough business. I've done.
Isn't your deal volume way more than you thought it would be this quickly?
Oh yeah, I mean we're 6 months into the business, and we've got, and again, closed versus volume in are two completely different numbers. So like take this with, I mean we've got over 60 million in our pipeline right now, and that's like with me and one other person who's working on this volume, and we're trying to push him into sales further, and he's done a fantastic job on our team so far.
And you're hiring your processor now. So for anyone listening, Sean can do more loans still.
Yeah, I mean, we've got more than, I mean, the idea is to push him into sales so we can have that processor come in and give us the support we need.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, he's done great on processing. I'm trying to push him further into sales so we can continue to grow. And then once he goes and we get a processing, we get an LOS, we get a CRM, we get all these things that we need. Now we can start building our team from a sales perspective. Because I think if someone came on from a sales perspective, they'd be like, you guys are so disorganized.
When did you guys start Open Doors?
Really, it started in March.
Okay. So 7 months ago, you were expecting to be an employee, and now you're a leader.
Yep.
How does that feel?
It feels good. Yeah. It's like I move at my own pace, but also like I know me, and I know how much I want other people to succeed, and so like it feels much better that way, because it's like I'm not working for leadership. Again, there's been some good companies I've worked with. There's been companies I haven't been as fond of, and I know what my intent is, and I feel like that's the reason why we're successful too, because like there's times where we'll pass on deals because I'm telling people like, this makes no sense for you to do this right now. Like I got an email 2 days ago from a gal where a bank was pushing her out because a bank bought out another bank. She's at 4.5% interest on her commercial deal, and I'm like, no matter how much pressure they're putting on you to refinance this loan, do not refinance your loan. It makes no sense because you have 5 more years on your note. Soak that as long as you can. Like it's going to cost you thousands and thousands of dollars to do this. And
Tens of thousands.
Yeah, I mean, I can't remember how much it was, but it was like
hundreds of thousands.
It was like a $3 million deal, and I'm like,
you're only going to get a 5-year commitment anyways.
But that's the person who came back to me and was like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. I actually have another deal. I want to send this over to you, because people know my intent. Like people know I'm trying to look out for the best for them.
Yeah, there's no one in your space that's good and follows through on what they say or has the knowledge to actually do the deals. Most like commercial loan brokers, because it's an unlicensed
I'm licensed. Okay, FYI, I am licensed in the state of Oregon for residential. Like you need to be, but
for commercial, you don't have to be licensed. And then these dudes don't actually know how any of the deals work, so they're just trying to slam stuff through, and like that's where we get in trouble.
Maybe part of that, but also it's integrity. One of the best quotes I heard from Elaine Stoggerberg at the last conference was, "Integrity is a short-term disadvantage." Right.
Yep.
So you're integral. It's a short-term disadvantage. You can't do it alone.
I mean, look
comes
at
back to you.
I mean, exactly. Look at it with like my internship started. Like my morals did not line up with those individual morals, and they're bigger names out of Oregon. Like I'm sure, Mike.
We'll talk about that offline.
Whoa!
I'm sure you've done deals with them, and it's like I know for a fact you know one of the names. And I'd be curious. We'll talk about that offline. But like, it's just like our morals did not line up. They did things in both business and in life that just like I do not line up with, and it was not it's an easy wipe, and it's like I would have been on their team for life. Like I'm a very loyal person as much as I can. I mean, as much as I can. That's not a great way to say that. But like, I was gonna say I like moved jobs, but I stayed at Civic for 5 years because I was treated well, and it was like that's a company I would have stayed for probably for the next 20 years. Like, and I would have never even looked at doing this job if Civic would have still been around. So.
It's a state champ mindset.
It's an employee mindset. He's just bigger, better things.
Do you like working with Gabe?
Everybody. Like it's.
Did he get you hyped up?
But who's your favorite to work with?
My favorite?
Yeah,
it's me. It's Mike. Come on.
I've never worked with you, Mike. Where are you at?
That's why.
Let's talk about this. Mike has a deal right now. You have how long till you have to close it?
I don't know. It's
80 days left?
Yeah, sure.
Do you have an LOI on that deal yet?
What's an LOI?
Do you have commitment from a lender on it?
Sean will get you one in about 80 days.
I understand what a letter of intent is. just for the record, I know what an LOI is. No. But it's
By the time we close, we might get an LOI out. We might get one.
I'll get you loan docs before I get you an
I
LOI.
did. He has 80 days left to syndicate this deal. Do you think he can get financing?
I did just get an agency quote.
I think he can.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Ask Dane about agency. He has 80 days. Can agency close that loan in agency days?
Mike can.
Hey, man, you start with the form of agreement that you can get in, and then you expand that level of agreement as you go down the road, right?
Shoot, dude.
These are professionals on the other end. They understand the timelines that we're working at. We release physical contingencies. We release earnest money. We can buy ourselves more time.
We
I have
just released
complete faith in that.
of
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, he's also already got agency quote directly. I mean, he's not going to find better debt. Maybe we find a better agency lender that's like
What'd they quote you?
0.2%
I haven't
lower,
looked
but it's
at it
not
yet.
going to. I mean, by the time he
You
pays
haven't
my
looked
fee,
at your
it's
quote?
not going to make sense.
No, I just got it yesterday, dude.
Dude.
I mean,
You haven't looked at it yet?
There's something fun.
dude, we had a podcast recording yesterday, and this more like how many
an
things do you
hour.
think I can do? I've talked to 2 syndication
Crazy.
attorneys. Thanks for the referral to Brian, by the way.
Trevor will ask me something at like 8 p.m. at night, and then we'll be together in the morning. It'll be like 8 a.m. and he'll be like, "Did you do that yet?" And it's what hours do you think that I
Dude,
have
I was
had?
putting P&L. You saw my email at 12:30 last night, dude.
Did you
I
not
was
hear,
sending
Gabe?
Sean P&L.
Commercial real estate is done between 10 and 3 Monday through Friday.
Nah, dude, that's brokerage.
Oh, hey, good news. Our processor, so he's going to come on kind of part-time. He just texted me he's coming on
Dude,
full-time.
I was sending.
go.
I was asked Sean. I sent him a pro forma at 12:30 last night.
Yeah,
'cause
you left.
needed
You left
it
for
done.
the boat at
'Cause
1,
you needed
dude.
it done, dude.
Yeah, you guys were
Because you
at-
needed it done.
What did I need done?
You needed that to get the loan on this project.
Oh
Eli.
my goodness,
You're
we got
welcome.
plenty of time.
For the
You're
record,
one who said you
Trevor,
wanted
I've
to
put
do the
more
lending.
hours in the past week than I have in a long time. So,
Hell yeah, Mike's working again.
Trevor put more hours in the boat on this week.
all right, we wrapping up, going to the next one.
Yeah,
Sam?
let's do it.
All right.
All right, so Sean, if people want loans, you do DSCR stuff, so 1 to 4 unit. You do fix and flip.
Yeah,
That's
we-
long-term hold. Tell us all about what.
We do anything investor purpose financing. So whether it's a single family rental or it's a 100-unit apartment building, we can do it all. Both construction financing, construction to perm, DSCR financing. I mean, you
and you'll
name it,
give
we can
people
do it.
4% rates right now, right?
Yeah, we'll definitely overpromise and underdeliver. That's what we'll do.
All right, if people want to reach you, how can they get a hold of you and want to learn more?
I would definitely just reach me on my email, which is going to be my first name, Sean, SEAN at Open Door Capital Partners, or my
.com?
Or it
Dot
could
com?
be
At Open Door
dot com,
Capital.
dot com.
Okay.
Yep, and then or my cell, which is 503-724-7429.
All right.
Whoa, sick. I like that more.
All right, we use Sean for loans. He's done a good job for
Yeah,
us
we
so
do.
far.
We'll
I like Sean.
we'll eventually use you.
Yeah,
I like
I
Chown.
appreciate that.
Yeah, because I don't want to do all my own debt because it's a lot of work.
You
and
said
you're
you did.
gonna no. And you're gonna slam your head in the wall a lot of times. So just have someone who knows how to do it for you.
That's the idea.
Word. We love you guys.
And this episode's sponsored by Open Door
Open Door
Capital.
Oh, that will be $3,000 for coming on the podcast. Sean.
Don't worry, you can pay it next year at deferred interest.
We'll count that as the money that Trevor still owes me from the loan that we closed that I didn't get paid on.
Did he give you a promissory note?
Hey, that was your bad.
That was
100% your bad. Hey, thanks for listening. We'll see you guys next time.